Bryan VantHof here with RE/MAX Advantage Plus, Ramsey Trusted, and the Minnesota real estate team. I hope you're having a great week so far. Today is Thursday, May 1st, really kind of at the beginning. Maybe I'd like to call this the first month of summer, right? We have lots of lawn care going on. We have people going up to their cabins, opening their cabins, getting their boats in the water, getting docks in the water, mowing their yards, cleaning up grass, going to the compost facility, really kind of doing everything that we do in the summertime. We've got green grass, we've got leaves growing on trees, lots of great things going on here as we really hit the last stretch for school and really kind of start our summer activities. I'm sure if you have kids, little kids, maybe they're doing some summer activities, whether it's baseball or soccer or lacrosse or whatever you do for your kids' summer activities. Things I'm sure are kind of in full force with practices and everything else going on for that right now. Anyway, let's talk about the real estate market this week and the week that was. For that list of previously owned homes within a 50-mile radius of downtown Minneapolis in Minnesota. I'm going to pull out the little sheet here so I don't miss the numbers. 1,160 new listings this week, which is up 101 from last week and 120 more than this same week last year. 824 of those were single-family homes, 214 were townhomes, and 123 were condos. 305 of those new listings did sell in the first week. That is up 43 from the previous week. We have 440 coming soon listings. That is up 5 from where we were last year. So I think we're probably still kind of consistently list 1,200, 1,300 new listings per week as we get into the month of May here, which is a good number that will continue to steadily climb our inventories, which currently sit at 4,277 total homes that are available. That's up 142 from last week. It's 682 more than the same time last year. The last time we were at 5,000 listings on the market based on my search was actually just before Thanksgiving last year. So we are going to continue to accumulate inventory here through the next few months, and they will start to stack up as we get into the fall season, just at a slow pace. We're not going to see a flood of new listings. It's just this is the time of year when this happens. So kind of keep that in mind. 4,200 may sound like a lot of listings. It is not. We have, even just last year, we had more listings than this, but it's still a good, consistent climbing number, which is good for the overall market. Of the listings that are available, 2,489 are single family homes. That's up 120 at a median price of $535,000. That's up $10,000. 776 are townhomes. That's up 5 at a median price of $320,000. That's up $5,000. And 992 are condos, which is up 17 at a median price of $210,000, which is unchanged. 819 homes went from active to pending, which is the same number as the previous week. 892 listings went from pending to sold. That's up 312 from the prior week, which again covers that last Friday of the month, which is always the busiest closing date of the month. It was 98 more listings that closed this past week than the last week of March. So we did see more sales occur in April than we did in March, which is again a kind of a typical thing that's happening. Mortgage rates have slid a little bit, although they're kind of bumping up now that after I put together my numbers here for the day. Mortgage rates have seen a nice, probably 8% drop in the past week, with a good broke being between 6.5 and 6.75%. That's about the same as where we were 30 days ago, 3/8% lower than 3 months ago, a quarter lower than 6 months ago, and almost 0.5% lower than where we were 1 year ago. So rates are down. They're still in the sixes, which I don't actually anticipate for the balance of this year. My belief is that we'll kind of be in that 6 to 7% range pretty much throughout calendar year 2025. So if you are looking to be a seller and a buyer this year, just kind of anticipate that's where your mortgage rates are very likely going to be. We saw showing activity rise to 17,200. That is a jump of 2,600 showings from the previous week, which included Easter. So, that's the Easter effect is we saw showings drop by 15% for the Easter weekend compared to where we are today. We're about 250 more showings than we were 2 weeks ago and 300 more showings than where we were a year ago. Anyway, I'm going to keep it relatively short here this week on the video side of things. I talk a lot below kind of about just real estate in general. If you are thinking of buying or selling, if you're thinking of buying in particular and you're waiting to time the market, timing the market, and I've probably talked about this 2 or 3 times per year as I've done this video, but timing the market is not a great way to necessarily get into the real estate market. Now, I do tell people the fall is the better time to be a buyer, probably. Kind of that July through December is a time where you face less competition when in buying a home, where there'll be less multiple offers, maybe a little bit more flexibility on the seller side of things to maybe get some seller pay closing costs or get the seller to do a few more things on an inspection. It doesn't mean you're going to necessarily pay less for a house. It just means there's typically less buyers out there that will kind of help you. But what I like to say, or what I talk about a little bit below, is time in the market is more important than timing the market. As long as you're financially ready. I'm not saying go out and buy a home if you don't have a down payment saved up, or if there's things that you can do to improve your credit, or you're thinking of transferring to another city. Obviously, if you're not financially ready to buy a home, don't buy a house. But if you're financially ready and you're just waiting for home prices to come down or interest rates to come down, you might be waiting for a long time. I talk a little bit anecdotally, a story below about I bought my current house that I'm living in 2017, and it was stressful. It was, I was like, man, this house is overpriced. I don't want this house. I'm struggling with this house. This house isn't worth what this is listed at. Turns out we bought the house. 8 years later, I'm glad we did. Since May of 2017, median home prices are up 60%. And that's not an uncommon story in the real estate market if you look at it over the long term. If you need a place to live for your entire life, you need a house, unless you plan on living in a box or a trailer, even those are houses. You need a roof over your head one way or the other. If you want to be a homeowner, if you want to be a renter, whatever. But kind of where I talk about below is being a homeowner for the long term ends up putting more equity and more wealth in your pocket when you get to retirement than not. It is just a proven fact that homeowners have more household wealth than people who have rented for their entire lives by far. And ultimately what that means is that as a homeowner, you have more options at retirement. You can do more things. You can, hopefully by that time your home is paid off. That gives you so many things, so much flexibility with your finances that you're just going to be able to do a whole lot more things than people who have been a renter, very likely, for their entire lives. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, let's have a conversation soon. I'd love to be the realtor who helps you accomplish those goals. I'm here to be your real estate resource when it comes time for selling and buying your home. I've been very fortunate to help a lot of buyers and sellers over the past couple of months and over the past year, and in my career of my 23 plus years in this business. I love helping all types of buyers and sellers, buyers, first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, retiring buyers, sellers, whether you're selling to move up, selling to move sideways, selling to move out of state, selling to move down, selling for family reasons or other reasons that are maybe an estate situation or whatever might be. I have expertise and the desire and the shoulder to not cry on, but I'm here to listen to your goals, your needs, provide information, and just be somebody who's here to listen to what your needs are and provide answers and resources to help you accomplish the goals that you set for yourself. So I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.